Thank you so much for your thoughts, everybody at home. This one is Big versus fnatic. The winner will be qualifying to the champion stage of the Intel Extreme Masters Rio Major 2022. Moses and Anders, who you got?
That's a good question right there. I'm excited for this game. I actually have no idea. I feel like this is it's shocking that these teams have made it this far already. It's super cool. I think either storyline is going to be great, but right now, honestly, I'm a little bit on board with that big story. I feel like it's so cool that syrsoN is playing as good as he is. I like the whole story at the moment.
He's, the highest rated player for this team. We've been talking so much about syrsoN and the turnaround that he's had, and I mean, for good reason as well, and it's kind of crept under the radar that syrsoN as a standard is performing the best for Big. He's been a huge performer for the squad, so I think just eye test wise as well, I would take Big in this one also. It's a very interesting affair between these two teams. One of them is going to move on to the champion stage, as the desk mentioned. Neither of these two teams have made the playoffs of a major since 2018. For Big, it was FACEIT London. For fnatic, it was E-League Boston. It's been a long time out in the cold.
And I feel like it's a win either way, you know, for me personally. Got Nikolas and Roy over on the other side. Obviously, some Danish representation there. And Nikolas is exactly
close
the style.
to your heart, near and
dear. A little bit, you know, a little bit. And I just love the way that Nikolas ops as well. I think he is an absolutely crazy player to watch.
I do too, but that's one of the big issues. That's got to be one of the talking points that we'll have throughout the series as well, because he's been having a very, very rough legend stage. I mean, he's
True.
Very, very low rated, 0.83 rating at so far in this stage, which is very far beneath his level. This is nice from fnatic though. A slow creep, they got a lot of map control for free, and then they pull the trigger. So does tabseN. Roy goes down, but he's boxed in. He's got nowhere to go, and he's going to be running out of ammunition. FASHR moves forward, and a good trade from Crims.
That's huge for tabseN. Getting that second kill means everything. Quite a long range for the USP, and he's having a hard time finding the headshot. syrsoN backing up, trying to stay alive. He'll knock out Messi on top of it, and Crims is now on his own. That almost worked out for fnatic. They kind of got to where they wanted, but because of the flank, they had to go around to the bank, and they ran into syrsoN instead. And just like that, the kill from Crims, it's going to be a 1 versus 1. 15 seconds on the clock. The bomb is out there. He has to move pretty quickly right now. That's giving me all the sound cues. syrsoN, he's going to get the early shot and close the round. A nice start for Big.
Yeah, so many angles for Crims to clear, and I mean, that's a great reposition from syrsoN as well, over towards the truck. He was last spotted over in bank grabbing a kill, so Crims had no idea. Perfect movement, perfect mobility, and lands another good headshot. Pistol round to Big. That looked a little bit scary. Crims opens up the round with the kill on towards the top of the stairs. It felt like fnatic had all the advantages, and just tabseN does enough work to slow it down. Double kill for him. And we have a 1-0 scoreline.
That position for tabseN is so scary, and as you said, you're boxed in, you can't really go anywhere, you're running out of bullets, so getting one last shot off like that, huge help to the team, obviously. Double kill for tabseN in that round.
Ooh, hello, Crimbo.
It's a little bit of a mission.
Yeah, looking for some fun.
I mean,
as soon as syrsoN makes contact, he's pushing.
Yeah, of course he has to be. MP9 is here, no armor on the other side, it's just going to be the 1 kill. Ito up next, still a little bit slow on the other side, and actually Crimbo really slowing it down. A couple of casualties here on the Big side, but they're going to win the round with only syrsoN and syrsoN going out of it, so yeah. I guess that's decent. Could have been even cooler.
Crimbo might have played a little bit passively, expecting perhaps someone just kind of hiding on one of the sides of the tunnel. Ready and waiting for him. Still no pistols, or no upgraded pistols in that round for fnatic, so AK-47s come out. Rifles come into the game. They come out to play. Nice trade there, but nowhere to go afterwards. Too much firepower. P250 on Crims does some work. 2-0, and the first gun round is underway.
Super curious how many interesting boosts and nade stacks we're going to see from Big, really on both sides, especially at the B-bomb side. Because they're one of these teams that's super nerdy with this stuff, and if fnatic are not ready for it, if they're just sort of, you know, milling around outside in the sewer area, they could easily get boosted or naded, or they have a lot of tricks Big that like to throw in on this particular map. So I'm curious how that's going to be playing out and how much research. I'm sure they've done a ton of research. So
yeah, a ton. I mean, Big's one of the best teams at the event so far in utility damage and how they use their nades and flashbangs. So that's going to be something to keep our eyes on.
Not surprising, is it?
For sure. But I mean, remember as well, the desk mentioned this is a punish pick. Big haven't actually logged a game on Overpass in the past 3 months. So I mean, regardless of how good you are with utility on the other maps, this is kind of a brand new experience for you, especially on this kind of a stage in this kind of an environment. Those nade stacks, those nade timings won't be well practiced.
Flash to take a peek. They're really close, fnatic. They're hearing a lot of this stuff happening. Even the flashbang is a sort of a little bit of a giveaway, right?
It's the scope and then the fallback from syrsoN that they're really taking advantage of. They were just paused and waiting. Mezzi as calling a very nice round so far. Crim's had an opportunity, it slips away. But look how much space they've gained. syrsoN's in so much trouble. Yeah, he's done without even realizing it.
That might almost be the round. tabseN sneaking up behind. If he can get a really quick kill right now, there might be something to fight for. Otherwise, Big might just want to save.
I think it almost feels like there could be... I wonder if tabseN is actually going to try and wrap around. Yeah, he's going to go out towards long. So they're going to come for this retake. But the advanced position again from Roy and FASHR is just so strong.
Yeah, I don't think this is... I don't think...
It's not worth it anymore.
Yeah. I'm not even sure it was worth it. I think maybe leave tabseN, like you said, if he can lurk around and catch a kill, but they were there so quickly.
I thought that was going to happen in the 4v5. I thought tabseN was just going to say, you know what, screw it. That bomb site is well and truly lost. I'm going to actually just kind of coordinate with my teammate and go find Crims, because they've seen him in the hallway, you know, challenging towards Blue Door a couple of times. They could have crunched that and tried to take the AK-47 away. Regardless, you know, nothing crazy in this round. fnatic just find a very nice timing, helped out by incredible amounts of information gained due to map control.
Losing that extra rifle is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's painful. syrsoN can drop a weapon over. Keto can buy one of his own, so they're going to reinvest again big. But that's too easy.
Yep. Being allowed to walk that close to the bomb site. Normally, obviously on the T side, you'll try and take the restrooms area and using it as a staging platform to throw grenades and execute onto the A bomb site. So the ability to just walk all the way up there without ever getting spotted, that's probably not something I don't expect for them to be able to do that a lot for the rest of the half.
I think that's one of the gaps in syrsoN's game sometimes is when I watch him as an opera, like I don't see him necessarily always have the information on timings of what we saw the other day, yesterday actually, against Furion. Vertigo as well, there were a few times they were able to gain a lot of ground, a lot of control towards his position without him realizing it. Just, you know, sometimes just kind of loses that focus and assumes that no one's actually attacking it, even maybe 10, 15 seconds after he checked the position.
Round number 4, and fnatic picking up that round, especially the way that they did it. I gotta feel pretty comfortable, you have to assume. Game plan already working out just a little bit for them. syrsoN trying to get some information without exposing himself too much. But doesn't have any backup either behind him. Sometimes you have some sort of dual setup here, but wow, an easy kill on Crims. Who does love playing that L-bend. See that a lot from Crims.
Yep.
Sometimes...
Very good in that position as well.
Super good, and one of my favorite plays that he likes to make sometimes actually to run there super fast, so that the B defenders, sometimes you'll see people not even ready. They're sort of just setting up in the B bomb site, but if you can get to that L bend really fast, it's always a good time.
Well, 5-on-4 for Big. Let's see what they can do with it. tabseN is going to be next on contact. Perfect counter flash. He can't build on top of it. Mezzi's down to 68, but they get the trade. 3v4 now as they move and progress towards the A bomb site, but only 2 defenders here.
Only 2, but also they're kind of running out of time on the fnatic side here. 25 seconds, so got to be pretty fast with it right now, because otherwise Big are going to be rotating everybody in. Keto, nice angle to hold, and he's going to take down FASHR as well, so just Mezzi, 1 versus 3, and not a shot here. Crimbo to get the final kill in the round. 3-1 in favor of Big. That's a nice recovery, and this felt much more like a controlled round. I don't think Big were in any doubt. They weren't really over-rotating to the A-bomb side, but it looked like they had a pretty good read on what was coming.
Yeah, they were very comfortable. They were not stressed whatsoever. Timeout taken from fnatic so that they can talk things over. Early going has been a little bit rough. They've got money to spend. It'll be the last cash they have before they have to drop down to pistols, and that's why they're talking things over to make sure they're on the same page.
Jason, where are you on...
What's up?
On Overpass these days? How do you feel about the map? I feel like for a while, maybe 6, 8, 12 months ago, it felt like a lot of people were a little bit down on this map in general.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit down. I'm not a huge, I'm not the biggest fan of it in the current meta. I think it's a very big map, and I think there's a lot of risks that are taken just by virtue of that. I don't think at the moment. I think because teams seem to have like not favored it. It's not any. I think teams sometimes struggle to like show some great performances on it. But
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there are some teams that are pretty good at Overpass, but it doesn't. Yeah, a lot of teams seem really unsure about what exactly they want to do. So could make for some messy Counter-Strike every once in a while.
It's had some cool comebacks on it though on the CT side, and I think that's kind of been a big conversation point. Is Overpass CT side? A lot of teams are saying is just very, very strong at the moment.
Well, it's looking decent right now for Big at the very least. Looking to hold on to the grenades, obviously, as just the default way to play that CT side. syrsoN, oh, what a flashbang to come through. That sometimes it doesn't have to be complicated. One good pop flash setup like that. And syrsoN without a shot. We haven't seen him with the AWP yet on the CT side. I haven't really been able to afford it. He had the scout at one point and Curious if anything will change in their setup once he could pick it up.
Yeah, despite a return as well and a pretty decent start to this game, Big is running low on cash themselves. It's a pretty important round, and Nikadas is going to add another on top of it. That's out towards long. That's tabseN to fall, and syrsoN now he's got to step up and challenge the highest rated player for Big at the event so far. He's got a task in front of him now out towards long. He does have a teammate that's joined up with him.
One flash and he's dead as well if they come through. They're just going to walk in without the flashbang. Guessing that he wasn't going to be able to spray all of them down. Keto doing the best to save the round. 35 seconds left. And he's already got 2 great headshots. And now he's got some backup as well.
Rotating around.
Yeah, you're right. The bomb is back there because all along, Crims was playing outside of B while they were doing all of this work out here. So yeah, they get Nikados. And now they're going to get a real nasty surprise when they hear that bomb planted. What do you even do in this situation?
Well, you're going for it. Crimbo's got utility. He's got Molotov, Smoke, Flash. But they've got to worry about this position from Crims. This is going to be a hard one to clear out. And I wonder, if they move forward and they don't see anything, how committed are they to actually going for this retake?
Yeah, this is all of their money that's going to be gone if they go for it and lose it. Trying to see if they can check it out. They found one of them in Crims, though, hiding in the corner. Crimbo, you could see he wanted to check it. He had the right idea, but that's very hard. When you're that far away, you don't even spot where the T's are running to. Obviously, if you're in that sniper spot to begin with, where the bomb is going down, at least you can get some information.
That's a great play from Crims. I mean, he wins this round for fnatic. Only the 1 kill, but he's the one that crept into the B bomb site and called him back and said, hey, it's clear. Come on over.
Yeah, would you go? I mean, that seems like it's almost a default for a lot of teams on the T side is one person lingering outside of the B bomb side and the other 4 doing something else across the map.
And you can't do it. You can't do it every single time, but obviously if you work up some courage, you can make the play. And as we mentioned, Crims in that position over towards the dirty water, towards the sandbags position. He loves playing in that role on the T side as well, and he'll find some of those openings from time to time, and he'll challenge and he'll test it, and obviously this time it pays off. 3-2, and Big have no money. USPs with that saved AK-47 on Keto, the only weapon they have to play with.
Yeah, not exactly what they were hoping for, though that one AK could be interesting to see. They're going to be boosting up to try and, yeah, throw a little bit of a trick in here. Making maybe a little bit noise, which you never really want to do, especially if you're out hunting for a kill like this. Trying to see if they can run down FASHR, and actually, that's pretty great. They might that first jump with the USP. That's how you want to do it, so that AK or Galil on the other side just has a hard time of it. But he handled it so well. Great triple for him, obviously. And Crimbo and syrsoN. Not a lot they could do in this round. Deagle's left, but fnatic they're gonna even up the scoreline here. That's an interesting opening game right now.
Yeah. So far, so good. 3-3.
All tied up. And still, I don't know, syrsoN, I guess, could buy the AWP, but if it had no armor or anything else to play around with, you've got to wonder if that's worth it. And maybe the rest of his team can't even buy anything anyway. So, yeah, they're really in a bit of an awkward position right now. fnatic loving life. T side of Overpass. If you can get up if you can start like this, they might be setting themselves up very, very nicely.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the punish, right? This is the punish of the map against Big, a map they haven't played in 3 months, is being able to rattle off the a heavy scoreline on a disadvantaged side. Crims has the opening kill, a little bit blind, and he's going to back his way and stand his ground, look for a follow-up peek, and there it is. I think he ran out of ammo.
Yeah, he might have. And I guess that's the risk you're talking about. You know, if you play that one solo player down at the B, if they actually come fight you and flash you out, then maybe that's going to be a tough position to win from. They pick up that AK and start to slowly make their way back. Bomb's making his way out long as we speak. And syrsoN in a corner that very, very often does get Molotov'd and checked hard because nobody wants to lose a round getting shot in the back.
It's okay. It's not, I mean, Big has rotated everyone back. syrsoN has a deep angle through Monster, so he's saying there's nobody here. There's nobody coming up. There's 3 players here. If they don't clear this corner, syrsoN can have so much. That kill from Keto is everything. They didn't hear him. They didn't hear him. Oh, no. It's an absolute calamity. syrsoN has to hit those shots. He even got the grace period.
Yes.
He even got a do-over.
Yep. There was so much chaos. They couldn't hear that P250 ring out the first couple of times, and he was like, okay, deep breath, we got to do it right, and then it still didn't work out. That's really hard. That could easily change the round. That could have been a 1 round for Big, I think, if he's quick to get it. FASHR's going to be taking down syrsoN, and fnatic.
All he needed was 1. Keto got the other one with the AK-4 Crimbo. Someone got the other one with an AK-47. If syrsoN's able to add 1 on top of that, it's a very doable situation, especially when they have to turn to address the scenario. I cannot believe it.
Yeah, that's definitely a round he wants a
you can hear
repeat.
we're mercifully not showing his POV in the replay, but you can hear the P250 shots ringing out in the background of that one. It's like, oh dear. Well, he's got the op now.
He has got the AWP. That's something to think about. But a little bit of a rough start for syrsoN, and that's true. tabseN pushing very far forward. And Roy, he is in such a deep angle there that tabseN, you could see he was sort of leaning towards the right side. He wasn't ready for someone to be there. And he's going to get taken down. And that puts a hard limit on what syrsoN can do. Of course, when tabseN is sort of his front man that's out there fighting, then syrsoN can stay active out here. But as soon as he dies, he has to eventually realize that someone could be coming up the connector, so he can't just stay there forever.
A lot of funky timings he's got to worry about with the AWP. And he backs all the way in towards Bank. He gives a lot of room over at that A bomb site. syrsoN's taken control, peering in towards Blue Door. FASHR was spammed all the way from the B bomb site. So he's down low. This is a big risk.
Scoping that close as well is super dangerous. I don't know if Nicolas heard it, but he's going to be able to get a headshot. And that's nice. In the meantime, walking through the monster tunnel into the B bomb site. What a flashbang. That's a classic double flash onto the B bomb site. Both the flashbangs land so that the Ts that are coming in from the monster tunnel, they don't even have to turn around. That's a touchdown.
Yeah.
They don't have to turn around. One of the flashes is behind the pillar, the other one is behind the fencing. So the Ts, they can just keep looking and fighting. And that's obviously a really hardcore way to play it. Hard for the defense to do anything. You almost just have to fall back and not even try and fight it.
It's a really nice timing to hit as well. That's coordinated with the kill onto syrsoN. Right here, as he pushes back up. Nicolas finds that, and then already they're turning the corner on a Crimbo who just did not expect anything coming his way. He thought all the attention was going to be towards the A bomb site. Gets deleted. 5-3, back to pistols for Big. P250s, couple Deagles mixed in there. syrsoN on the USP to save for an op.
Oh, here we go. There's that little bit of a faster Crims play we were talking about earlier. That is kind of a specialty of his, and it's really easy. If you're one of these two people playing on the monster side, if you fall back right now and Crims hears it, you just get picked apart. And in your brain, sometimes you end up not thinking about it. You're like, oh, it's so early in the round, there's no way. But there is. And now instead, he's totally just listening, waiting, and the rest of the team waiting behind him.
Yeah, they can activate him for an investigation anytime he asks for it. Very quick to turn the corner and already challenge into the bomb site. They're listening to footsteps, listening to utility being thrown. They might wait this smoke out now that it's being chucked, because all four players of fnatic are here. It's Roy all alone on the other side of the map, making sure there's no aggression. He sees absolutely nothing over towards Picnic. Good kill from Nicolas. Opening frag onto Crimbo, and that doesn't give away any of the game.
And pre-firing all of the other angles that someone could be peeking from. It's good trick. Anyone wants to repeat that at home, pretty classic stuff. Down to 35 seconds, which I don't think is necessarily a big deal. Some things could go wrong in this round when the clock is running this low.
I think Crims might have taken his hand off the keyboard because he hasn't moved since like 15 seconds into the round.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
Yeah, he's just hanging out. I think I would imagine he would get aggressive at some point while they're investigating over towards A. They have to end here. This is complicated, and especially now that Keto gets this kill. fnatic might have made this way too difficult on themselves. Crims is just now clearing out the B bomb site, but it's way too late in the round.
This is dangerous. 10 seconds left. That bomb needs to be planted right now. They don't have time fighting here. One mistake and it's done. That's so close. Oh, they will get the bomb plant, but if they would have got the last kill there on the bomb planter, I don't think they can recover it in time. I think they just outright lose the round.
And you can see Mezzi. He gets the kill out towards long. That's the important kill. That peak actually could have waited a little bit longer before he came in, but you could see, I think that was Keto wanted to get involved in the action with his team, but Mezzi has to ignore the USP behind dice boxes. He's just like, I have to plant this bomb. Someone else please get it. Please pick up the wrap. 3-round lead, but I think Mezzi and fnatic might have outcalled themselves there into a complicated situation. They still survive it. And how much more can they build?
Overthinking it. They had pretty much everything. It's not even walking into the stack necessarily that's the problem. It's just walking into the stack with less than 20 seconds left. Good flashes, good trade. Crim's going to open it up after FASHR going down, and now it's a 4-on-4. And they are slowing it a little bit down towards the tunnel. They're going to get the kill anyway. syrsoN showing up with a good couple of kills on the M4A1, leaving Mezzi in a 1 versus 2. Still plenty of time. Going to be sneaking up, creeping towards that pillar. Keto's on the other side. Just barely misses him, and that's a good swing for Keto. He's going to be able to win the round for his team. 4-6.
Yeah.
That slowdown once they come out of the tunnel. What do you think about that?
Where'd tabseN go? Where'd he go?
Maybe he's been abducted?
He just disappeared. All right. Well, we do have a tech pause, so maybe it has something to do with that. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I say when they slow down coming out of the monster tunnel, what's the deal with that? You for or against that?
We see it happen frequently. It's not the worst thing in the world. I think obviously they're kind of trying to figure out letting the initial player kind of take some fights so they can have information of where the follow-up players are as well. And here it obviously just didn't work out. I think also part of it too is Big being able to control short waters. So syrsoN being in that position for the AWP is really, really powerful. Yeah. They also got stopped and slowed down and heavily damaged by utility, and those are the risks you face when you call. I mean, that was basically a B rush, right? Yeah. If they'd gotten that first kill clean, they're all swinging wide, but the fact that the first kill goes the way of Big's defense, it slows them all down in monster tunnel. So we're waiting for the aliens to give tabseN back.
Listen, he's
back.
Oh, all right.
There he is.
That's kind of them. A lot of information in his brain. I'm sure I could see why they'd want to abduct tabseN at this point.
Yeah, maybe it's like what if it's like a Space Jam situation? What if the aliens took him and stole all of his powers, all of his skills?
That is a classic reference. Also, obviously, you know, gave birth to one of the best raps of all time, Hit 'em High, with.
Oh yeah, that's legit.
All the people. Julio and B-Real and everybody.
Second timeout for fnatic is called.
Yeah, good times. I mean, I think they're building themselves a wonderful first half. The fact that they're already up to 6 rounds, they should be feeling really comfortable. Their game plan's obviously working at this point in time, and it's not like Big have that much money either. So, yeah, fnatic are just on a bit of a roll at the moment.
Yeah, they just rattled off 5 straight. Big finally put a stop to it, but with only 2 players surviving, money's still going to be a concern for the CT side. And I think that's what fnatic is calling this timeout for, to punish the economic situation of Big, keep that low. If you can reset them again at this stage in the game, fnatic is going to get that fantastic lead for the T side of Overpass.
That one round where tabseN was trying to push towards the fountain over on the sort of A-long side, and he got caught. I mean, if they can make that work, it makes the defense so much easier. If they can just get 1 kill like that and fall back, it feels like they're not having many easy rounds that start going Big's way here. Yeah,
having success in your aggression towards fountain just changes the nature of the game. It puts so much more pressure onto the offense. Ooh, there's a timing here. Good little jiggle from syrsoN. Do they realize k1to's coming along? The answer's no. Roy caught trying to swing and take the fight against the op, but it's k1to to find the kill, and now mezzi's going to come up the stairs.
And now they can fall back, and they kind of are, you know, pretty quickly, in fact. syrsoN's sticking around, but they can afford to go a little bit further back. It looks like maybe fnatic just want to change the pace and go real hard at this B bomb site. Crim's on the opening, and a lot of problems down here. Crimbo trying to fight, but that angle is so wide, everyone can fight him right back. tabseN showing up, and a great double kill. Finally goes down to Nikados, but he almost saved his team there. 2 versus 2.
Catches 2 people with nades out, or recovering from throwing nades. mezzi's going to get this bomb planted. Nikados covering. AK and AWP for each side. No utility for fnatic. 2 flashes on the retake for Big, but no kits.
syrsoN would love some information. He really needs to know where they are at the moment. He's not quite sure. mezzi is down there. You can shoot through the box, but people don't often try. Flashes out, and that's the signal for k1to to go, making a fair bit of noise running in here. And again, they're running out of time. Oh, Kid is right in front there, so maybe he could do it. k1to with a kill on mezzi, leaving Nikados on his own, and he just has to buy another couple of seconds. They flank around. The flashes are pretty decent, and they are straight on it with that kit recovered. And that's going to be a close but nice round out of Big.
Very fortunate that kit was right on the pathway into the bomb site. Yeah. That could have been very sketchy if that had fallen into the pit.
Go, making a fair bit of noise running in here. And again, they're running out of time. Oh, Kid is right in front there, so maybe he could do it. k1to with a kill on mezzi, leaving Nikados on his own, and he just has to buy another couple of seconds. They flank around. The flashes are pretty decent, and they are straight on it with that kit recovered. And that's going to be a close but nice round out of Big.
Very fortunate that kit was right on the pathway into the bomb site. Yeah. That could have been very sketchy if that had fallen into the pit behind the bomb site. I'm actually surprised Nikados in that 1v2 isn't a little bit more aggressive off of his teammates' contact. mezzi had a chance to spray them both down, but no response, no rebuttal from Nikados. Yeah, this right here could have been a peek. Nikados trying to play it by audio, and a nice timely kill and timely defuse gets Big up to 5, and they survive the economic reset, but still not out of it just yet. They're still on the back foot.
Yeah, they need to keep this going. I mean, probably to feel just a tad bit comfortable. They need to get up to the 9 rounds, make it a 9-6. Even then, fnatic are still looking very competitive, so yeah, you want to keep it going now. k1to, at the moment, you can see he lined up the shot and just did not quite work out. That would have been brilliant, but mezzi quick on the return.
And a great find for mezzi. 10 kills on him, 10 on Crims and Nikados as well. Nikados was a player we kind of highlighted as had a rough legend stage. Good equalizing kill found on the other side of the map. That's Crims. And when you play against Crims on Overpass, you know he's going to be somewhere in that position. And Big has just hunted him down.
Yeah, and that might even give you some information to think about, right? If you would have found somebody else in that position instead, maybe you say, okay, well, we actually don't know nearly as much, or this might be a big hit of thoughts. Ooh, syrsoN getting caught.
Yeah, again, just a very aggressive play where there's a heavy risk in that, right? As you saw, back turn to long. And ooh, Nikadaz, can he flick over fast enough? He's still alive. tabseN can't complete the kill. Nade is out. I don't think that'll get him. That's too far away, but nice damage from tabseN. However, attention elsewhere as they come up lane. Sin wasn't ready for it. Recovered well. Flashbang is perfect. The follow-up from Roy with a double kill, and there goes Crimbo. 7th round for fnatic.
That is really well done. I'm so shocked that syrsoN is in this particular position. There's no way he can hold both those angles. I guess maybe he was in transition to fall back or something like that, but it looked really awkward.
He was pushing forward, right? He was boosted up behind Flowers, which makes that very weird. A very questionable, aggressive call, and that's one, I mean, you obviously assume that nobody's going to be coming out towards long, but punished by the massive risk. 2-round lead for fnatic.
And as you pointed out, money is not just good enough to support this kind of a loss here. syrsoN wanted to throw something. Guess he technically did.
I think Nikadaz is like kind of the X factor with kind of such a slow legend stage that he's had. If he's powered up in this series, I think it gets a whole new dynamic. He can be such a powerful and influential AWPer on the map. Nikadaz misses a shot, but he spotted more aggression.
So much fun watching him play when he's in his element. Right, the USPs are too much in the P250 as well. 2 people going down in connector on the fnatic side. That's a little bit of a twist in the round at the very least. Roy, though, doing his best to make up for it. tabseN in a 1 versus 3. The bomb is down behind him, so theoretically, he knows that they have to sort of show up somewhere, but obviously he can't stay in connector and get sandwiched.
This is kind of a cool reposition, though.
Yeah.
I don't think they're ever going to expect this whatsoever. Crims is still waiting at the base. Always giving it away. Showed himself.
A real opportunity there, but you're right. Playing with the information, trying the best that he could. Nikado's on the triple, though, and fnatic 8-5. This is such a strong first half. You said from the outset this was a punish pick, and that is really shaping up to be that way. fnatic look very, very comfortable on the T side. Big not able to pull a lot at all.
At all. Well, let's see what they're going to have to play with in this next round. Up in the back in the hands of syrsoN, who's still been quiet. 3 kills on syrsoN. After everyone's been so impressed with his play throughout the Challenger stage, now into the Legend stage, a bit of a quiet game to begin.
Bomb's quite far back, but a little skirmish to try and find something at the B-bomb site. Not just the AWP, but the boost behind. And you're never going to be ready for that. Your entire brain is going to be preoccupied not getting off from Nikados, and then you swing around the pillar right into that little boost. Nice trick from fnatic.
Are they going back to it as well? They might try again. Nikadaz, unfortunately, this time he's punished. 4th kill for syrsoN, but he's got to be aware of that boost. He's exposed to it if they go up again.
Yeah. I'm almost surprised to not see him at least, you know, unscoped to check it out. But they have fallen off the boost in the meantime, but still,
look how much space
like
has gained towards the A-bomb site, though. He's gotten complete control of bathrooms, and I feel like fnatic have had this pretty frequently when they've actually gone in this direction. I wonder if Mezzy would call them back at this stage. He's got smoke Molotov to throw a little bit of a fake. It's not going to pull anyone extra over. It might occupy Keto and tabseN, but they're starting to reaggress.
Yeah. The math is still pretty good. If he can keep 2 people here and then 2 people down at the B-bomb side, sort of an isolated 3 versus 2 down there, they might just take that fight. Here we go, swinging in. Crimbo, a lot of damage before he could even return any fire. And syrsoN, we need him to come alive right now for the big side. They need that CT side AWP. In the meantime, even Mezzy on the other side, not allowing tabseN to try and rotate that way. So Keto and syrsoN, a very, very awkward position.
Oh, they're going for it, though. Especially off that kill. They want a challenge for this. There's no kit picked up at the moment. Looking over the top, hoping for another pick. It's not coming. Roy just staying measured in these jiggle peaks. And now Keto comes up the ramp. He falls next, and syrsoN's got to back away, but he can't even make it. Yeah, fnatic looking good.
Looking real good right now. 9 rounds on the T side. That's actually really impressive. You pointed it out with Roy. He hears that AWP go out, and that's a classic, you know, situation where you want to try and peek behind that almost right away. But he actually did control himself and didn't just walk into syrsoN's AWP. So that's pretty good. 9 for fnatic. Round number 15 coming up, and it's not that great. for Big in terms of the money. A couple of FAMAs.
Yeah, but
Scout.
I mean, so far this is going exactly kind of how the desk talked about it and predicted it, of how much of a punish this was for Big. Remember, they haven't played this map in over 3 months. This was always going to be a rough affair. So as long as fnatic don't drop the ball, everything's going exactly according to their designs.
Yeah, definitely. Still sometimes wish you would, it would be fun. I guess it's very, very hard to pull off the way that teams study each other and the way that sort of rumors spread even from practice matches. Probably very hard to have a secret map that you're really good at. But it would be fun to see a team kind of try that. A little bit of a boost out here. Keto, who has been doing so much work in the first half for Big, going to open up the round, but...
I love how that position is so strong. He doesn't even care that he's already shown his position. He's just like, yep, it's just, oh, again, fnatic just been able to walk up into this A bomb site. Now, you have to assume someone's either long or in bathrooms. You have to be calling that out to your team that you don't clear it, that someone could be there, and that smoke is going to give away the game. But this position from Roy is just so strong. It's going to throw so much chaos into this defense when syrsoN goes down.
Yep. tabseN realizing, oh no. That smoke that I just threw kind of gave, like, if I actually hadn't thrown it, maybe I could have been the surprise factor, but
and it's
they definitely know.
It's also oh no to the rotator. syrsoN's the next guy up. He's got a scout. How are you supposed to clear these positions out up these stairs?
No scope headshot be my recommendation, Jason.
Sure.
If we can land some of those, I think those are always good. Bomb being planted, completely denied by the smoke from the T side. Nikoto's on the AWP, taking on tabseN. All right, there we go. See what I say?
It wasn't a headshot, but we'll give it to him.
Easy. Do it again 3 times.
Yeah, 3 more.
This is an almost impossible retake. They're in a lot of trouble here. No kit currently picked up. Oh, that's Keto. He's been accurate. He's got 16 kills. He's been doing everything that Big could have asked for and maybe then some. But the AK's on the other side still ringing out. That scout coming in, and Crimbo, he gets the shot, and I don't even know how. This should not have been a round that Big even get close to. But they managed to pick it up. 9-6 right at the end. That is at least something to be celebrating. Second half is coming up after the break.
Like right now, we just focus on CS. Like today, we visited the beach. I think it was already really nice. And maybe we will go to the statue. But for now, it's like only CS. Let's see how far we can go in here. We had enough time now with syrsoN. Of course, you always want more time as a team. Yeah, I think it's we are in a good form right now for the tournament.
Only CS? That's what we like to hear.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Only Counter-Strike. Live and breathe, baby.
9-6 though, and you pointed it out, you warned us from the start. Not really a surprise. Big don't like to play this map. They generally don't in fnatic. Yeah, this is a huge opening for them. 9 rounds on the T side of Overpass is really impressive. They've been in control of this game, and I have no idea what Big would even have to do in the second half. They're going to have something practiced and prepared that no one's seen before.
Yeah, this is going to be so tough. Let's find out. 3-man push downstairs, 3-man stack at the stairs for fnatic, but only syrsoN is there. And actually 2 players, actually all 5 players basically centralized on the map for fnatic, with 2 pushing in towards the water.
I actually love this. This is actually an old Astralis play from way back when they had the original lineup. It's so sick because you can rotate everywhere from here. You can just be so quick with it. So nice little setup. syrsoN though catching Roy to begin with. Oh, he's doing great work. Double on the clock, and he's confirming that more people are there anyway. So they're gonna know a lot. Keto catching all of their attention. 3 people, he's going to call that out, and the rest of them will run to the A-bomb so to get the bomb down. So it is a 3-on-3, but all of the information is in Big's favor.
Yeah, and fnatic have to know they're in for a really grimy retake. They know there's going to be someone pushing forward, someone they have to deal with that's down the bank stairs. It's going to be syrsoN. First one up, Crims to challenge. Deaconaz and FASHR coming in. This has to be a win. P250 misses its opportunity, jumping around the corner. Good kill, and it's traded. Now it's just tabseN.
No kid at the moment, so has to be really fast with it. He might have had a triple kill already, and the bomb is planted for this side. Big wanted to play the afterplant towards the bank, and he's got no shot now. Needed to find tabseN way earlier than this, and tabseN's doing a great job playing hide and seek. FASHR must be so annoyed. He's probably consigned himself at this point to saying, all right, I'm just going to try to see if I can at least get another kill, which he did.
Yeah, save my pride by getting the frag. You're not going to win the round. It was impossible at the scenario, and pistol round goes to Big.
That's well done. You see how much the information matters. If they get syrsoN here pretty quickly and syrsoN doesn't realize how many people are behind, then it's a very different round for Big to make decisions behind.
That's both pistol rounds for Big. So in a map where they don't play, I mean, that's the first recipe for an upset on this map. Or not a map they don't play, a map they haven't played. No one's really been willing to challenge them on it yet. As you mentioned earlier, this map's kind of fallen out of the map pool, favor at least.
Feels like it.
So I think it's not been a high priority map, obviously, for Big. It's kind of astounding they haven't had to play it in the past 3 months.
Oh, wow. Here we go. A little boost. Roy, the 1M for a 1. Presumably based on the kills that they got in the FASHR got in the pistol, right? You get 4 kills like that?
Yeah, he'll drop that over, and then Roy drops the deagle back to him. Now they trade the M4 due to higher HP.
So nice with those little tricks. Talking to Yank on the green room, he made an interesting point, I thought, around the way that outsiders play and how often they will also have, you know, just the one rifle somewhere, even if, like, they never have, like, a full-on save. It's just always dangerous. Can be mentally taxing, is what he was saying, playing against that. There's never a round where you're like, oh, this is just Glocks and no armor. It's an easy round. We gotta relax.
It happens very rarely in today's Counter-Strike, but certainly just having one M4 is just such a dangerous prospect. I mean, look at what it's gotten fnatic here. 1 kill, and syrsoN is brought down to 2 HP against pistols, so this is a beautiful position for fnatic to be in. Even spotting one out towards long, they might even double peek it with these deagles.
And Keto does not have a Molotov to try and put the pressure on, otherwise maybe he could have regressed this position, but it seems like he's frozen in time for just a little bit. I don't know if someone's going to show up with a flashbang. They could throw a flashbang over the wall to try and help him out. If he flashes himself out of there, I don't think it's going to be that effective.
He turns into a really passive lurk, but the problem with this is syrsoN only has the 2 HP. And FASHR's going to be the rotator for fnatic. With the M4, he's hustling over now, so he's going to be here quick. There's a time limit that Big can make this work.
Big one, especially because there's only 19 seconds on the clock. Nikodos with a strong headshot, taking down syrsoN. Oh, Big, not like this. Roy's going to be taking another kill. Keto finally activated, but it is too late. Roy with the triple, and fnatic stealing that second round back is devastating to the T side.
A really strong start to the second round as well. So, I mean, that's just painful to deal with. What a tough loss. Big can't handle those kinds of mistakes in this scenario. Without the experience on the map, it's going to make it a much more difficult comeback. 3-round lead, and Big reinvests as well. Deagle's in armor, Scout on syrsoN with no armor. And the problem is the utility. Not a singular nade for Big to use.
Yeah, so you're really just crossing your fingers. You're just praying in this round that you have some of those crazy Deagle shots that might come out. That's probably the only thing that could save this. And fnatic are kind of in charge of this round, right? If they don't give them the early fights, then, I don't know, they have to eventually walk up to a bomb site. And at that point, the pressure is going to be on. They're going to be grenaded down. Yeah, no battles to be had anywhere on the map at the moment. Disappointing, I guess, for Big. They would have loved an aggressive round out of the CT side.
Yeah, something. This is the next problem of not having the utility is how do you force anyone to peek? How do you force anyone to move into your crosshair? You're not going to be able to find like a really good engagement anywhere, basically. You're just relying on a 1-dig. Which, I mean, to be fair, we see it work. We see it happen.
All right. I'd take a scout headshot for someone jumping in there and over 1D. I think that would be an exciting start to the round. Nikoto's on a mission. He is exposing himself a little bit, and especially if he's going to randomly click that silencer. You don't want to be doing that. syrsoN, good start. But they need probably one more like that before they can really open up this site. Messi is here, and he's got some backup as well. Roy goes down, though. That's interesting, and Messi's going to get overwhelmed at the end of it. This is not at all the kind of defense we were advertising. We were setting it up like Big are probably going to be in trouble, but they just kind of walk on there and win a couple of fights. That looked so easy.
Yeah, that's a lot of space to have throughout the map. Crims, this is still recoverable. He has a kit, so does FASHR. That's the first kill. However, rifles have been picked up on Crimbo and syrsoN, and these are isolated 1v1s essentially. The timing from Crimbo might just be devastatingly perfect.
Yeah, they're going to lose syrsoN, so unfortunately for Crimbo, that means he has to maybe activate a little bit earlier than he would have wanted to. They have kits. I can't believe he's still standing here. For all he knows, someone's already defusing the bomb, but how he's going to go and peek, find FASHR. That is so good. His internal clock is godlike in this round. There's nothing Crims could do about it. I'm actually really impressed. If they would have gone straight on a defuse, Crimbo couldn't have heard it, and he couldn't have got there in time.
Yeah, I think Crims would have had to be way more aggressive to find this. He had a Molotov as well and a flashbang. He had some pieces, he had some resources to use to actually find a way to win that 2v1. What a painful loss. I mean, back-to-back for each of these teams.
Yeah. Interesting beginning to the second half. And a timeout and a chance for the coaches to add a little bit to the mix.
I don't think Big has called a timeout yet. Maybe one.
Yeah, at a max, I think that's going to be about it.
But fnatic having 3. And this punish pick is on the verge of falling a little bit flat. 10 to 8.
Yeah, it's run out of steam. Curious if... I mean, when we talk about sort of some of the nerdiness of Big, a lot of it can be on the T side, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be hard, I think, to win another 8 rounds off of, you know, tricks and setups and all the rest of it. But then again, I don't really want to underestimate Big. This is kind of their bread and butter in a lot of ways, is just prepping, and sometimes even over-prepping, it feels like, for some teams.
Winning this round would get Big. This would be massive for them. This would get Big to a tied-up scoreline, because in fnatic, they'd be out of money. They'd have to save in the next round. Another boost, and another 1-dig from Roy.
That's pretty aggressive. Crimbo with a good return. And syrsoN sneaking in. Galil in hand, wants to find somebody. Did just see the jiggle there. Doesn't tell him that much.
Big's going to be happy with that. Obviously, getting the kill is one thing, but also forcing out a piece of utility, a smoke into the monster tunnel. So there's no more nades. There's nothing more that this defense can use to delay. It's 2 MP9s at the B-bomb site. And the push from fnatic out towards long is cool, but the resources, the support is so far away.
Well, this is what you mentioned earlier. It's such a big map that, you know, yeah, you're flanking, but the flank is going on for another half an hour, it feels like. So you might not just get there in time. Attack towards the B bomb site's been activated, and it's Crimbo with a double opening. So like you said, they were in transit this whole time, but they needed maybe another 15, 20 seconds before they can actually get into position.
They needed one more smoke. One more smoke at that B bomb site would have done it, would have made that flank so painful, but just not the resources due to a lack of funds for fnatic. I think Roy's even just saying, you know, I might as well just try and get an AK-47. Nikodos is out of the fight. He's brought very low to 26 HP, but Roy just wants a gun.
And the other problem, obviously, for anyone at home wondering, it's not like the other choice they could have is not just to run out long and run the whole way, because if you do that and someone's waiting around, then the flank won't even work. No one's even going to be allowed to show up. All right. Scavenging the best that they can. tabseN says no. Nice double for him, stealing away whatever they were trying to save there. And that is going to be another round on the big side. Wow, this is turning into it's a very sketchy second half for fnatic so far.
Yeah, head-scratching start. To lose a round to Deagles with no utility is crazy, just walking in. This has been very slow pace on the T side from Big. They're playing a very cautious game. Well done from Crimbo. Finding the opening at the B bomb site, finding the trade after the fact as well. They're just one round away, and it's against USPs.
One potential turnaround, I guess, could be Nikodos picking up that AWP. Might allow fnatic to sort of stack maybe the B bomb side a little bit harder and just rely on a one or even two-man setup over at the A bomb side.
We had about $5,000 in the next round, a little over $5,000. So if he wants that up, it's going to be glass cannon. So it might be a benefit. Big might get another whole line forward. They're all lined up. syrsoN loves that. That's the way you dream it, but he only gets 2.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
Literally, that's exactly what it is. Decimated. 10-10, we're all tied up. Nikodos with the kill gets a little bit more money. But can't get armor. He does snap by the AWP, so no armor on him, but that is the next evolution. That's going to be the next challenge for Big.
Yeah, CSGO definitely had a hard time on the CT side finding any kind of effectiveness with that weapon, but a lot of AWPers on this map on the CT side, they run for those early fights near the balloons. They just go straight for it, and I'm sure Nikodos is feeling confident enough to, yeah, there we go, he's right out there immediately looking for a battle. He certainly has the crisp aim you need to take this kind of a fight, but there's always, as you said, there's a timer on how long you need to stay, right? You can't just be here for, 20 seconds in a row. Going to be falling back. Roy down in the connector, and that's the lean that AWP allows them, right?
We didn't see this kind of aggression too much from syrsoN either in the first half. He was aggressive out towards long a couple times, and as we mentioned a couple times with Big not playing this map a whole lot, syrsoN probably not as comfortable with the aggressive angles and aggressive stances and the different timings that come along with it. So an AWP on highway, Roy with the M4 in the stairs, ready to pop up when needed, controlling the middle of the map.
No more nades on the fnatic side at all.
Oh, again, yeah, it's just flashbangs.
Might make it very tricky. If Nikodos peeks this, he could be dead. There's a lot of people out there ready and waiting. That jump is dangerous. He gets the kill anyway on tabseN. Gotta remember there's an AWP on the other side, but he doesn't care. He is just battling them out. Finally, it was too much, and syrsoN able to take him down. Maybe a little bit greedy. If you could have paused the game and talked to him in that moment, you probably would have said, hey, how much could you really win now? Just leave it alone.
Not even in the moment. I think right now he's saying that to himself. He's like, man, that third one was a bit much. But, I'm okay with it. For someone who's had a rough tournament, it's good to see that kind of assertiveness and confidence come back to at least take those 2 initial peaks. You'd certainly like him to hit the pause button afterwards, but here comes the last play for Big. Molotovs behind the truck, but there's so many crossfires set up.
It's only 10 seconds. The bomb is still out on long. I don't even know what would have had to have worked out for this round to actually be winnable for Big. I feel like maybe pushing that 3-on-4 with 10 seconds and the bomb still being out here just seems like craziness. I actually think they should have just saved the rifles. That's a bit much. fnatic, though, happy to be back with another round. Nikodos flexing that AWP. I think he's up to 21 kills now.
Yeah, they'll have recovered that as well. Now he gets a little bit of armor with it. First challenge against the AWP falls flat for Big. 17 kills on Keto leads the way for that side, and Nikodos leading the way for fnatic with 21 frags. I think now we're going to get a timeout from Big. Their first of the game, as Gabi wants to get involved in the conversation. We saw him checking out and leafing through the strat book earlier.
Much, much closer than I'm sure fnatic would have wished for, and also closer than it seemed like it was going to be. That first half was so convincing for fnatic that kind of felt like maybe this was over. But Big not to be underestimated. They've made their way back into it now, 10-11, and we'll see what they do behind this kind of a timeout. There still are so many. We saw a couple of the funky nades you could throw down there when fnatic were on the T side. Some of those double flashes behind the pillar and the rest of it.
Yep.
But obviously you could do much more elaborate setups. There are whole strats where you triple Molotov the B bomb side. You got smokes towards heaven. You could do some really, really elaborate stuff if you're feeling up for it. So curious if Big will try some of those executes.
Yeah, fnatic never had like a full-blown 5-man set piece with utility. Just stylistically, they were playing a much different game. Big, we know, with their kind of utility prowess and their tactical prowess, might fall into some of those executes in the second half. So that would be interesting to see if fnatic can defend against them.
Is he got a Molotov connector from here? Does that go through the window?
Let's find out.
I think it does.
We're in this ride together.
It does.
It's a clever way to help your teammates who might not have the Molotov to use.
And probably very, I mean, if you're on the CT side, right, you're just not expecting it, so it might just land on top of you. Your focus is down the corridor instead. That's kind of cool. You can throw flashes in there, too, with this exact same trick, like the crouch and then the jump throw. Flashbang going through the windows. Under a minute. A couple of rounds, really, for both teams on the T side here that have been very, very low on the clock by the time they execute. And I don't think it's been very effective. It hasn't really got them what they want.
This might be that set piece that we were just kind of mentioning, although not all the Molotovs that you'd like.
Well, on the other hand, the Molotovs for fnatic could wreck it.
Yeah, if the utility comes over quick, if they don't go for a contact play through Monster, Crim's Molotov is going to be really painful to try and get through.
Yeah, so let's see. You're right. If they throw a flash first, maybe that Molotov is going to be down in the Monster Tunnel. It might be the end of it. FASHR gets one. There's the Molotov out, and they're in trouble. They have to run through it, and the flashes are coming out. Oh, this is a brilliant defense. Crims with the double, but you see Messi on those assists. That's so good. You have to run through the Molotov into a flashbang while trying to take a fight. And obviously, again, the clock is simply run down on this. The bomb is committed on the wrong side of the smoke from Big's point of view.
And syrsoN with the op wants nothing to do with trying to come through that smoke to recover it.
That's a beautiful... I really like that defense.
He's got to save the op.
Maybe.
So we're going to find him. Ooh, this is big. This could be massive. syrsoN. Ooh, Roy never turns the corner. He does keep the op. So a little bit of a silver lining for Big. But that's the only weapon they have to play with. 2K on pretty much all the players and a second timeout used in back-to-back rounds for Big.
It feels like the only way that this round could have worked out is if they do the sort of the naked peek that they did through Monster Tunnel and instantly headshot FASHR. Then maybe you just keep it going and Crims gets caught with a Molotov in hand. Like this, something like that has to happen. But one slip up and it's done. 12-10. fnatic 4 rounds away from picking up the map, which they did pick the map to begin with. So you obviously want to see them do that. Interesting stuff here. Another timeout called. And saving an AWP. This, it might almost be too obvious, but it's a classic round to do the boost in C-spawn.
Oh, the quad boost?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just by virtue of it being one of the only options you have, it feels like. Yeah, well done from Crims. That's all predicated, though, on his teammate getting the first kill, right? If he doesn't get the first kill, they're both dead.
For sure.
The fact that that kill comes out, drops the Molotov, jumps up along the wall. They didn't even see him. They didn't even spot him jumping up away from their glimpse, away from their gaze.
No boost happening. We've been denied. syrsoN wanted to be aggressive. Wallbang from inside of the B-bomb side. Now, it wasn't the AWP went away, but they've heard it shot outside. They don't have any reason to come fight it.
Crims is hoping that syrsoN would have stepped right into that nade. He was maybe 2 steps away from massive damage being dealt.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he can't even see it because of the scope. Aggressive plays coming up from the fnatic side. Reasserting some control. Wide swing from FASHR, and he'll take every single remaining kill. Quad on him. And a 13th round for fnatic.
Okay, now they're extending the lead. Now let's see what Big can do. After the virtue of the pistol round and the economic advantage that it's gained, remember they lost the second but won the third all over again. They've been able to rattle off some rounds and keep this close, but this is where fnatic can really extend that lead due to the fact that they now have money. They have the AWP and Nikadaz, which has been looking good over towards the A-bomb site. FASHR's up to 22 kills as well. The defense starting to hold strong with 3 rounds in a row. And a half buy for Big, it looks like. Tech9 already being picked up on tabseN. Same with syrsoN. So they're going to drop down to pistols and wait for a little bit more money before they reinvest. I think it's, what, 3 timeouts in a row now for Big.
They're feeling the... it makes sense, right? They know if they want to make this comeback work, it has to be right now before fnatic have this ridiculous economy, which is almost already too late.
And they know they don't have any kind of like deep comfort or experience on this map either at the moment, so they have to call these timeouts, making sure they're on the same page, just to get back to that winning way, just to give themselves a little bit of comfort in the strategies that they're running. Round 24.
Tech9, Anna Khalil. Husky getting excited for the possibility of a B-rush, but we're not going to be denied that.
I like this aggression from fnatic, though. It can be dangerous against Tech9s and half pistols, which they probably don't know are on the board. They probably think this is a buy round, playing like it's a buy round. But one of the rounds we saw Big win was that Deagle with no utility. They were just able to walk up to the A-bomb site with nobody spotting them. And I like the fact that fnatic is playing a little bit more in your face.
They're getting dangerously close, though, to the B bomb site. One good flash over the wall, and then the Tech-9s just flood onto the bomb site. This could actually work on the big side, but they need the entry. Smoke is down, and what a lineup! With the Molotov as well, that gets completely denied. Wow, that is way better than I was expecting. I even like the fact that they threw that smoke to cover their sort of the run towards the pillar. But the counter Molotov and then the lineup behind the pillar is insane.
Man, you have a round, you go towards A, and Nikadaz shuts you down with the AWP out towards long. You've now had, what, two of the last 3 rounds you've gone to the B bomb site, and FASHR and Crims together have decimated you. Once through Monster, now trying to come up through sandbags as well. Man, if you're big and you're a team that doesn't have a deep playbook on this map, that really restricts things.
No AWP for syrsoN in this one either. Going to be all down to the AKs. And fnatic, yeah, they took a little bit of a break at some point, had a bit of a tougher time getting the second half started, but you can once again see why they picked the map. Looking comfortable at the moment. Oh, that's weird. Leg shot, but he does have a bodyguard. Always nice to have that double setup with the rifle following up on that AWP. 4 versus 5 as the round starts. tabseN trying for the revenge. Molotov to try and force someone out from behind the pillar, but that's not quite going to work.
Yeah, utility use, if they can readjust that defense. They can move it a different position. syrsoN's going to try and take advantage. Almost did it. He spotted both. For the first time, Crims and FASHR are under pressure. Crims down low, trying to hold onto the site as best he can, and the smoke's going to help him out.
Yeah, that's an enemy smoke that he uses very well to get the kill on syrsoN. 2 versus 3, though. mezii, though, he's really quick here, and he wanted to get that shot through, but bomb plant was so deep, I don't think he really knew the angle there. Still fighting with the M4, but it's just too many targets, and Crimbo will eventually take him down, so that's pretty well done. Not necessarily the best start to the round for Big, but good turnaround. Oh, dear. They heard that runaway.
Yeah, that's very nice from Big.
And I mean, as you said, syrsoN.
It's a good timing. As I mentioned, that defense was just transitioning, right? It was just shifting into new positions. They'd been spotted out by tabseN, who applied pressure towards sandbag, saw one at the pillar. New one was directly to the left on the walkway due to the smoke trajectory. He's calling that out, and they actually hit the monster. I mean, that tells them there's nobody actually aggressive on monster. We actually have the space to move through the tunnel and challenge into the bomb site, and it's just perfectly done. fnatic have no eyes on it because they're trying to find new positions in a new setup.
Yeah, like you said, back-to-back-to-back timeouts. But at least they get the round that they were looking for. They kind of just have to keep rolling it now. If they fall off the track once again here, Big, they're not going to be allowed back in, and fnatic will take the map. There's just no question. So, yeah, this has to be an impressive little run for the T side at the moment. And they could do it. Money is still pretty decent on fnatic, which is the scary part. They get to save the AWP, and even if they lose this round, they're going to have someone to work with. syrsoN responsible for the opening inside of the B bomb side last time, and he's going to try again. Boost, and that's a very aggressive one-way. That's hard. I mean, you could even see he had the thought, but FASHR just so quick on that M4.
Ooh, if Crimbo actually went up and challenged, he might have again been able to find the fnatic defense in transition, but the AWP is on point. Nice shot from Nikadaz. No chance for Crimbo in a 5-on-3.
This is, I don't know how you recover this round here. They're walking through the smoke, just hoping for the element of surprise, but instead, counter flashed out. And again, mezii and Crims on that duo, just absolutely beautiful. 15-11, not even close to a round there for Big.
Yeah, well, they did get a surprise. It was a flashbang to the face and a nice Crims peek behind it.
Hard to appreciate in the moment, you know, even if it is a gift.
Yeah, maybe later. Yeah, Crims has been a beast. FASHR's been a beast here. Nikadaz as well with the AWP. Starting to see the punish pick really come to fruition. It was tenuous for a while. It was a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, definitely was getting worried.
It's a 5-1 run at the moment, though, for fnatic. Ever since they tied it up big at 10-10, they've had nothing left in the tank.
Oh, Roy's actually a little bit sketchy here on an island. He could be isolated, but he's going to get the kill on Crimbo. It's a good start, and actually Crims, did he shoot his teammate? All right.
Yeah, he's probably calling the fight is here, and Crims swings off sandbags and is just like shooting at the first body he sees. Oh, Nikadaz is in trouble, but handles it well. That's the bomb drop. tabseN was desperate with the Tech-9. k1to and syrsoN left to recover a 2v4.
Yeah, and fair play to tabseN. He probably had to make a play like that to even have a chance of a round, so can't really blame him too much. syrsoN is out here. AWP versus AWP. Shoulder peek coming out. He wanted to try and bait out the shot, I'm sure, but goes a little bit too wide, and syrsoN is quick on that one. So 2-on-3, still about a minute on the clock. And maybe k1to could sneak in long. He's got the right idea, but timing is everything, and it could not have been better. That's ridiculous. 1 second earlier, and he walks into that shot.
Yeah, that's actually a crazy setup to have in that situation. I think he's just supporting a low HP player. That's going to give a round over to Big, most likely. Crims has an attempt at a 1v2. He's got money. They've all got money, so why not go for it? You do have a kit. They'd love a smoke at the moment.
It'd be very, very tempting. Yeah, there's another one on the ground, unfortunately, at this bomb site. So, still, it is, just as you said, tempting to try and do it. Keto, though, huge off angle. That was his 20th kill. I feel like if not for Keto in this game, this is already a done deal. He's been playing pretty well at the moment.
Yeah, 20 kills. Crimbo as well had a pretty good, pretty good might be a strong word, but a solid first half at the very least. Nice shot from syrsoN on the jiggle. That one was coming in, and this was, as you mentioned, all down to timing, and it works perfectly for Keto. All 3 of the final kills to bail Big out and keep them alive. They're within striking distance. This isn't over yet. This can be done. fnatic's going to buy deep up into that economy that had been built.
And if Big want to make this work, I'm sure the Fnatic economy is the key to the puzzle ultimately.
Well, if Big win this round, right, you imagine probably Nikodos maybe buys or drops an M4 like we saw previously play around with one M4 and some pistols behind it. But
yeah,
I think Fnatic is going to make the decision if they lose this round to save for the final 30th. Rather than 2 kind of scrappy buys, get 1 solid buy. That's always the philosophical question.
FASHR's got 27 kills. That's actually really impressive. Overtaking Nikodos and everybody else at the moment. Similar setup, Roy down in connector. Nikodos is, last time he was near the restrooms. This time he's all the way out long, pretty much just a solo mission, and really dangerous. If they get close and they pop flash him, it could go all south really fast. But he's just holding this, not worried at all. They're not that far from walking into him. Got to be really careful. syrsoN kind of knows it as well. Trying to play around that slide, and he will. Take down Nikodos. That's a nice beginning to the round if you're on the Big side. Again, trying to force this into overtime, and this one is an absolutely critical round to get there.
Oh, look at the reaction, though. Roy gets a little bit aggressive, but Crims and FASHR have pushed in towards water outside of the B bomb site, so they've gained control of that part of the map, which is going to allow Messi and Crims to rotate back towards A as the escape comes through the blue door. And this A defense, I think, is going to be a lot stronger than Big might expect.
This is great. Say, all right, we might as well save the 4 rifles.
And this is a great call when you consider the economic situation.
Yep. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you said it. Otherwise, they're going to have sort of a weird half scrappy buy. But if they go here, they either win it outright with a 4-man setup, or they save a bunch of rifles, and then they have more good buys coming up in the last 2 rounds. Oh, this is heartbreaking. Big. They seem to be committed. They have no idea what's happening at the B bomb side. They don't have anyone checking it out. They might be walking into certain death here. tabseN on the opening. Oh, they fight back. syrsoN coming in with a double. And FASHR is on his own 1 versus 4. He's doing a great job, but it is just not enough at the end. Wow. They actually walked into the 4-man stack and still won that fight.
Yeah, they heard you listen out the 2 options, and they're like, nope, we're going to take door number 3. We're going to take winning the round heads up against the 4-man stack. And I mean, if you're Fnatic, that's crushing. That shouldn't happen. You got to feel like you played this round just about perfectly in the 4v5. You made all the right calls. You cleared out the B bomb site. You got information. You stack at the right position, and it absolutely just did not work. And this is the result. Not even armor. Upgraded pistols for Fnatic, saving everything they can for round 30.
Yeah, that's... Especially if it goes into overtime. That's a round you look back on and you think, man, we should have had this one. 5-7s. Always brings a smile to your face, but they're in the wrong position at the moment. Feels like eventually they're going to start to peek in long and probably realize there's absolutely no pressure here. No one jumping or anything.
I think all timeouts are used as well from both of these teams. And there might be 1 timeout remaining between the 2 of them.
Yeah, that is, especially goes with an overtime. That's something that's really scary.
Well, maybe not if you're Big, who's rattling off what this is. This would be the 3rd in a row. If you win 4 in a row to force overtime, I think you're going to be very pleased with that. No timeout necessary. Now Fnatic get back into the correct positions, but they lost this stack in the previous round with guns. Now they've got to win it with pistols.
Yeah, kind of hard to see that happening, but I don't want to count them out yet. Flash has gone over. Smokes are everywhere. And Fnatic happy to just be shooting through it. Oh, sorry, Big are happy to just be shooting through it. That will do a lot of damage. And even with all of the players basically here for Fnatic, they are still getting chewed up just a little bit. Some good kills in return. 29 seconds still on the clock. And the bomb is finally going to be planted. Nice shot from syrsoN.
Yeah, good kills in the initial kind of come through in that with between the 2 players, but not really anything left to do after that when both positions are known and both positions are smoked out. Crims Perhaps just looking for an AK-47.
You know what would be a really fun thing to try and see fnatic do in this upcoming round?
What's up?
If they know the setup, it might be I don't know if they practice this stuff, but you could do that ridiculous Molotov that basically lands at the T stairs outside of B, and then you sort of smoke it off and you actually push through the monster tunnel. You actually aggressively take the T side.
That is a very risky play for a 30th round in a game.
That's why it's going to be fun.
Fun for us. I wouldn't be the one with the responsibility of making that call, because that's a bit crazy. That's a bit crazy. Well, high fives for Big. They have got themselves back into this game in a map they have not played in 3 months, and they're taking fnatic to the wire. Here's the quad boost you wanted earlier. No one's going to be found.
If that would have worked, what a gut punch for Big if they find a kill like that early on. That would have been probably pretty devastating. Here we go. A lot of grenades used at the start. They had the smoke down from CT spawn. They had Molotovs towards the sewer tunnel, and they just, I'm sure they're so worried about some sort of a quick B play that just, you know, ruins the round for them. So they really, really want to make sure that doesn't happen. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same. Roy's been hanging out in Connector for a long time.
Fnatic's already running out of utility, though. They've got a smoke on Roy, a Molotov on Mezzi. These are the only two things that can actually delay any of the choke points. And with the way Big has been slow playing these rounds, that's going to be tough to manage later on.
Yeah, that is, I mean, we've seen it time and again. Also because it feels like Fnatic, when they run out of some of those nades, they want to try and be a little bit more aggressive instead, and then Big have been winning some of those fights.
Well, they've just cleared out water, Fnatic.
Yeah.
Now the question is, do they take that information and back all the way off and rotate away to the A bomb site? Because Big is actually coming back to attack through Monster. They've been shut down here a number of times. They're setting up a flashbang for Crims. FASHR's going to throw it. Keep your eye on that.
This has been working a couple of times, but this time they're a little bit further back, and they actually use the flashbang as a point of contact instead. They heard it coming, and they peek him right behind it, and this is trouble for the B bomb side. We might be seeing overtime here. Crimbo with a good kill to enter with, still a 3-on-3, and only 15 seconds. Oh, Big, you need to be so quick with these kills. Mezzi's still alive, and it's fallen flat right at the end. They almost had the overtime, but now instead, 8 seconds left. Kido, 1 versus 2, has to try and run inside, and they're not going to let him. Well, knife is out. Surely they're going to find him. Where is he? Down below, and Nikonos will find him. Oh, what a mad way to end this map. 16-14. Fnatic, they pick it up, but it was not easy.
That's a sigh of relief. That punish pick almost did not punish Big. Well played from Big. You got to give him credit there. Smile on Gobby's face because he knows that was such an unlikely map to win. We got a game in our hands. That's Fnatic, 1 map closer to the legend, or excuse me, to the champion stage. We're off to a break, and we'll be right back with the rest of the series.